Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man, and yes, it is time to make some soap again. I made a batch Wednesday, if you watched it. It was the wine soap. Turned out really well. Let me go ahead and show you a couple of them. And it's sitting up nicely, even with an 8% superfat. Sitting up very nicely. Going to look really nice. Well, it looks really nice already. I think it's going to be a great soap. Really happy with it. Now, that was just a sample, if you didn't watch it. Just wanted to try making soap with wine. I'm going to do my regular batch, have my oils and my lye water cooled down to, they're both right around 100 degrees because I'm going to be using a scent oil that does tend to accelerate, and I want to keep it pretty cool. So I'm going to use that acceleration to my benefit. What I hope to do, let's see here. I'm using 4 colors first of all. I'm going to pour in this order. Ultramarine blue, yellow oxide, ultramarine violet, and titanium dioxide. I want the white on the top so I can hopefully put a nice top on it. That's my plan. So what I want to do is get my soap lightly emulsified into 4 different containers. With the one container, get my color mixed in, put my accelerating scent oil in, pour it in here, just the one color. Then the next one, do the same thing. The next one, same thing. Next one, same thing, till I have all 4 layers. Then I want to take, if this works, take my hanger tool, and instead of your traditional swirl like this, I want to do like straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. I've done it before several times and it looks nice. So let's go ahead and get started and see how it works. I do have a backup if it doesn't work, or if my scent oil accelerates too much and I get too thick. I'll probably either spoon plop it or just pour like really thick layers and have like rough looking layers, because that also looks nice. Anyway, here we go. If you've not watched me before, you see how cloudy my lye water looks? That's because I put Tessa silk into it. Tessa silk really gives it a nice silky feel to your soap. Pour that slowly in. And let's get this up to a nice, just thin, pretty thin trace, just barely emulsified. If I have to add some stick blending later, I will with 4 to scent oil. But I want to keep it thin. And I'll post the recipe below. I have quite a few hard oils in this, but I've used this recipe before and it's a really nice one. Alright, here we go. Okay, that's really, I think, all the stick blending I need. You saw how quickly that came to a thin trace. No oils floating on top. If I need to stick blend, I will. I don't think I'm going to have to, though. So, let's get this into 4 equal containers. I'm not going to measure. I'm not worried about being exact. Close is good enough. And because I use these containers at every batch I make, I'm pretty good at looking at the markings on them as my guide to get it close. I'm going to go ahead and scrape this because it looks like I'm staying pretty thin. So far anyway. Alright, here we go. Very nice so far. Now I'm going to work on the first color. I'm going to set these aside. My first color that I'm going to pour is going to be the ultramarine blue. And I think that's blue enough. I don't want really dark blue. And because that is staying nice and thin, and I want it somewhat thick, I'm going to hit it with a stick blender very quickly, just a few blasts. That'll help me get it mixed easily, quickly. I'm going to eyeball my fragrance. Approximately a third of this. This is Brambleberry's Heavenly Honeysuckle, which I've used before, so I know how it works. About a third. Put it in, and it's still thin. I'm going to want that to thicken so it'll support the top layers. I'm going to hit it with a stick blender. Now it's starting to thicken. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Although, nope, that's just right. I'm going to pour it into my mold. I'm not going to worry about getting the extras out. I'll put that into a muffin mold later. Getting my air out, I'm going to start my next one. This is my yellow oxide. Alright, looking good. About a third of my scent in it. I'm not going to stick blend this one, because that's about the trace I want. Plus I want this bottom one a little thicker than usual to make sure it will support. So I think I'm done with the stick blender. Alright, here we go. Let's get this one poured. Get you over here. I want to try my best, if you can see here, not to pierce through. So I'm going to pour it on my spoon. I'll let my spoon lay low. So this just kind of lays on top. Okay. I'm going to leave some in there. I'm going to have a little extra left over, I think. I'm going to do the same for my ultramarine violet. Get my color, and I am starting to thicken up now, which is what I want. Pour the last of the scent oil in. I didn't have enough scent oil to do the whole batch. I'm leaving the white completely unscented. I did not have enough, so it's alright. The other three colors are going to be strongly scented, and I think it's going to be really enough because I've used this before. Really like this scent oil. And it's pretty strong, and it sticks really well in cold process. Alright, do the same. Get another spoon. And I'm going to pour this on top. Saving a little bit for the top. Yep, it's gonna work, okay. Alright, this is gonna be my white with no scent, because I just simply did not have enough. And I think it's gonna be just fine. Whisk this in. And so far it's doing what I want, exactly what I want. There might be a tiny amount. I mean, probably not going to make a difference. Pour my white on top. I am going to have to reuse one of these. Just clean this off a little bit. Okay, now it's getting a little thick. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the swirls or not, but I'm going to try it anyway. Pour my white on the top. Getting slick because I got soap batter on it. Really slick. Alright, I'm going to leave the rest of that to make a nice top on it. It is time to add the swirl. So this is the hanger swirl. So I'm going to put this all the way on the side, straight down, over, up. Oh, it's very thick on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and change the swirl on this because the bottom is super thick. I can feel it. Alright, now I have a little bit of time to play with this. So I'm going to get a little bit on the top. I wanted the top white so it would really, I can make a nice top on it. So I'm just going to kind of lay some of the oxide on the top. And lay a little bit of the ultramarine on the top. And a little ultramarine blue on the top. No, the ultramarine blue is too thick. No, it's alright. I'll work with it. I can work with it, I think. Just a little in there. Take my thermometer and swirl it into the white, just barely on the surface. The inside may not look exactly what I wanted. It may have gotten too thick after all. It may have gotten a little too impatient, which sometimes happens. Alright, I am going to spray this with rubbing alcohol. I'm done touching the soap, so I'm taking my gloves off. It's a good thing I had them on because there is a lot of soap batter on those gloves. Alright, now, I'm finished here. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down now. Let's get you in there so you can see the top. Even though I got really thick, I still have a nice top on this. Before it gets too thick, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down and put the rest of my soap that's left over in these containers in my muffin mold, especially that one. So I'll have a few muffin molds of soap to add to this as well. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a day or two for the cutting. Bye.